Hi guys, Mr. Mustafa here. We are solving the Bihar State Examination Board Advanced Mathematics 2021 model paper. I'm providing you full solutions. So let us look at question number 9. I've called it question number 109. So question says, prove that 1 minus cos theta over sine 2 theta is equal to tan theta. To solve this question, remember guys, we have 1 minus cos 2 theta on the side. So on the left hand side, the idea is to cancel out this one here. So if you can get an expansion for cos 2 theta and say this is equal to 1 minus, let's try to cancel out this one. So you can have 1 minus 2 sines squared theta, which is the expansion for this is cos 2 theta. And sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta, which is equal to, now remember, now 1 minus 1 cancel out, negative and negative makes a positive. So what we have on top is 2 sine squared theta over 2 sine theta cos theta. You can see that sine and one of that cancel out, the 2 and the 2 cancel out. So what we have is sine theta over cos theta, which is equal to tan theta. So that is equal to tan theta. Next question. In question 10 says, in question 10 what we have here is cos of A is equal to 1/3. If cos of A is equal to 1/3, then find the value of cos 3A. Now let me just make some space here. So what we know is cos of A is equal to 1/3. So if cos of A is equal to 1/3, what is cos 3A? So cos 3A is equal to cos 2A plus A, which is equal to cos 2A. Cos A is a compound angle minus sine 2A sine A, which is equal to 2 cos squared A minus 1 times cos A minus 2 sine A cos A times sine A, which is equal to 2 cos cubed A minus cos A, distributing it into the bracket. Cos A times 2 cos squared A is 2 cos cubed A minus cos A, subtract 2 sine squared A times cos A. Since we already know that cos of A is equal to 1/3, you can draw a triangle here because we want to find the value. So there's angle here, A. Cos of A is 1/3, adjacent over hypotenuse, and the opposite will be square this, 3 squared minus 1, square root of 8. Square root of 8 is square root of 4 times 2, so 2 root 2, which is the same thing as saying square root of 8. So 2. What is cos cubed A, guys? Cos cubed A is 1/3 cubed, subtract cos of A is 1/3 minus 2. What is sine squared A? Sine squared A is opposite, which is square root of 8 over 1. So you can say root 8 over, root 8 over 3, opposite over hypotenuse, square root of 8 over 3, times cos A, which is, remember we are squaring this, cos A is equal to 1/3. Now we should have an answer, which is 2 times 1 over 27 minus 1/3 minus, see, 2 times 1/3 is 2/3 times 8 over 9, which is equal to square root of 8 squared is 8, 3 squared is 9. We can take a common LCD, which is 27 all over 20, so 2 minus 9. 3 can go into 27 9 times. 9 times 1 is minus 9. We already have a 27 here. 3 times 9 is 27 minus 16. Now, minus 9 minus 16. Now, minus 9 minus 16 is minus 25 plus 2, which is minus 23 over 27. And that is the value of cos 3a is equal to minus 23 over 27. Find the value of tan 15, question 11, or in my case, I'm saying that is question 111. Right. Tan 15, to find tan 15, remember we can use special angles. We can use 45 degrees minus 30 degrees to get 15 degrees. So what we can say is tan of 45 degrees minus 15 degrees is equal to. So we need to know what's the expansion for tan, 45 minus 30 degrees. So that is tan 45, tan A plus tan B. So there's a negative here, so it'll become negative tan 30 degrees over 1 minus tan 45. Tan of negative 30 is negative tan 30, so that's the reason why it's positive. We now note tan of 45 degrees is equal to 1, and tan of 30 degrees is equal to 1 over root 3 is equal to 1 over square root of 3. So 1 minus 1 over root 3 divided by 1 plus what? Should be 1 plus tan 45 is 1 over root 3. 1 plus 1 over root 3. So 1 plus 1 over root 3, which is equal to, let us simplify this further. So I'm going to have root 3 minus 1 over square root of 3 times root 3 divided by root 3 plus 1. So this and this can cancel out. So what we have here is root 3 minus 1 over root 3 plus 1, multiplying by the opposite, the conjugate. Simplify this further. we can have here is equal to 3 minus, we are squaring this, root 3 times root 3 is 3, 3 minus 2 root 3 plus 1 over 3 minus 1. So what we have is 4 minus 2 root 3 divided by 2, which is equal to 2 minus root 3. That is a value of 10, 15 degrees. Next question. In question 12, what we have here is, in question 12, find the coordinates of the midpoint. To find the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment joining the points 13, minus 2, and minus 1 and 6. So we want to find the midpoint. So we have a point which is 13, minus 2, minus 1 and 6. Not necessarily like this, but trying to find the midpoint. What is m there? So we're going to add 13 minus 1. So x value is 13 minus 1 divided by 2, which is 6. And y value is minus 2 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So the midpoint should be 6, 2. Question 13. I found it easier to reduce tan squared a over 2. So tan squared a over 2 is sine squared a over 2 divided by cos squared a over 2. It will be easier to reduce this side and prove it to that side, which is equal to, now remember sine squared a is equal to half into 1 minus cos 2a. So in this case, we are finding a over 2. We need to take twice a over 2. So what we're going to get here is half into 1 minus cos a divided by, now cos squared a is equal to half into 1 plus cos 2a. So these are your ideas. Now what is cos squared a over 2? Half into 1 plus cos a. We can see the half cancelling out, and therefore the identity is true. Therefore, the answer is 1 minus cos a over 1 plus cos a, which is equal to the left-hand side. Next question, question number 14. Find the distance of the point 6, 6 from the origin. Simple question. We draw a diagram for you. So if I have to draw the diagram, what are they talking about here? So from the origin, go to the point 6, 6. That's a point 6, 6. What is the distance? So 0 to 6 is 6. Y value is 6. We just need to find the hypotenuse. Therefore, distance is equal to square root of 6 squared plus 6 squared. I'll write it as square root of 2 times 6 squared, which will give me 6 root 2. So that is the solution. Question number 15. Question number 15, we want to prove that cos a over 1 minus sine a. So what is that? We want to prove, which is equal to, we can just say left-hand side is equal to 1 minus sine a into 1 plus sine a. So 1 minus sine 1 minus sine A cancels out. So we have cos A into 1 plus sine A. Plus cos A into 1 minus sine A, which is equal to cos A plus sine A cos A plus cos A minus sine A cos A. You can see sine A cos A cancel out. Cos A plus cos A will come back to that later. What is the denominator? 1 minus sine squared A. Now 1 minus sine squared is from your identity, which is cos squared A. Cos A plus cos A, that is 2 cos A. One of this cancels out. You are left with 2 over cos A, which is equal to 2 sec A. And that is your right hand side. We can see it is proved. Question number 16. We want to find sine 75 plus sine 15 is equal to square root of 6 over 2. We can use special angle. Sine 75, we can write it as sine of 45 degrees plus 30 degrees plus sine of 45 minus 30 degrees. What we can say here is yes. So sine 45, expansion for sine 45 plus 30 degrees, sine 45 cos 30 plus cos 45 sine 30, and for the plus over here we have is plus sine, it will be opposite sine here, sine 45 cos 30 minus cos 45 sine 30 degrees. You can see this one and this one cancel out. We are left, we have 2 sine 45 cos 30 degrees, which is equal to 2. What is sine of 45 degrees? 1 over root 2. Cos of 30 is root 3 over 2. You can see 2 is cancelling out, which is equal to root 3 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2, getting square root of 6 over 2. And we can see sine 75 plus sine 15 degrees is equal to square root of 6 over 2, which is correct. Question number 17. Simple question. If theta is equal to 45 degrees, then find the value of, so this is sine 45 plus cos 45 plus tan 45. Now sine 45 is 1 over root 2, 1 over root 2 plus 1. To simplify, you can say that is 1 plus 1 is 1 plus 1 plus root 2, which is 2 plus square root of 2 over root 2, which is equal to multiplying the top by root 2 over root 2, getting 2 root 2 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to, you can see 2 times root 2 is 2 root 2, root 2 times root 2 is 2. Yes, we can take out a common factor of 2 on top, so we are left with root 2 plus 1 as the final answer. Question number 18. If the two angles of a triangle are pi by 6 and 80 degrees, then find the third angle in degrees. Simple question. So we have a triangle here that is 80 degrees. Now pi over 6, pi is 180 degrees. Pi over 6 is x. So pi x is equal to 180 times pi over 6. X is equal to the pi and the pi cancel out. 180 divided by 6 is 30 degrees. So we've got x as 30 degrees. So the third angle of the triangle, the third angle is equal to 180 minus 80 minus 30 degrees. Reason, angles of third angle of triangle. So we've got 100 minus 30 degrees, which is equal to 70 degrees. Question number 19. If x and y are acute angles and sine x is equal to 3 over 5, acute angles basically mean we are looking for angles in the first quadrant if you have to solve for x and y. Then find the value of sine x plus y. So to find the value of sine x plus y, you can just expand. We have sine x cos y plus cos x sine y. Now we've got sine x and we have cos y. We do not have cos x and sine y, so you need to draw two separate triangles here. Triangle for x, which is opposite is 3, hypotenuse is 5, adjacent is 4. Triangle for y, we have 12, 13. So 12, 13, and to get the opposite, 13 squared minus 12 squared, the square root of it, which is 169 minus 144, should get 25, and which is 5. So opposite will be 5. Now we can find everything. What is sine x? 3 over 5. Cos y, 12 over 13, plus what is cos x? Cos of x is 4 over 5. And sine of y is 5 over 13. You see the 5 and the 5 cancelling out. We've got, okay, maybe it wasn't a good idea to cancel them out because we might need to solve. So what we had here was, back again, 4 over 5 times 5 over 13. 3 times 12 is 36 plus 20, 36 over 65 plus 20 over 65, which is equal to 56 over 65. Can you simplify 56 over 65? No. So that should be your answer. Question number 20. How should we simplify this? Right. So we can say left-hand side is equal to, so we've got 7x, 5x. So we want to incorporate, remember we're dealing with cot x on this side. So maybe breaking it up into an x. So what we can see here is 6x minus and 6x plus x to get 7x and to get 5x. So what we have here is cos of 6x plus x plus cos of 5x minus, 6x minus x, which is 5x, divided by sine of 6x plus x minus sine of 6x minus x, which is equal to cos of 6x we have is cos 6x expansion cos x minus sine 6x sine x, and for cos of 6x minus x we have plus cos 6x cos x plus opposite sign sine 6x sine x. We can see this and this vanishes, disappears, over sine of 6x. So we have sine 6x cos x plus cos 6x sine x minus sine 6x cos x. Now minus and minus makes a plus. Cos 6x sine x. So something does cancel out here. So we got sine 6x cos x, these two terms. So what we are left with now on top is 2 cos 6x cos x over, and in the denominator we have 2 cos 6x sine x. See, this one and this one is the same, so we have 2 of those. The 2's cancel out, the cos 6x cancel out, we have cos over sine, which is cot x, and that's what we needed to prove, which is equal to right hand side. See above, cos 7x plus cos 5x over sine 7x minus sine 5x is equal to cot x. Question number 21. Find the equation of the straight line which makes an angle of 45 degrees with the x-axis and cuts the y-axis at a distance of 5 from the origin. Let's talk about this. Let's see what's happening here. So 45 degrees, an angle needs to be 45 degrees with the x-axis, and the distance, it cuts the y-axis at 5 from the origin. From the origin at 5, it's cutting there and it's cutting there. So it's a straight line that goes through these 2 points. All right, so an angle of 45 degrees on that side. So this is x, that's y. Right, so this value here is 5. So solution, y is equal to mx plus c. Remember, c is equal to 5 already. M gradient is equal to, see this inside angle is 45 degrees. So you can say tan of, but it is downward sloping. So what we can say is negative tan 45. Negative tan 45 degrees, which is equal to negative 1. Therefore, y is equal to negative x plus 5. So that is the equation of the straight line. Question number 22. Question number 22, we want to prove that cos 3 theta plus sine theta is equal to 2 cos 45 degrees plus theta times cos of 45 degrees minus 2 theta. Note that half angle formulas, so we want to try to take this into this. Right, so what we know is if we have cos x cos y, that answer should be half into cos a plus b plus cos, not a plus b, it should be x plus y, x minus y. So in this case, what we have here is left, we can say right hand side. Right hand side is equal to 2 cos 45 degrees plus theta cos 45 degrees minus 2 theta, which is equal to 2 into half. Adding these two, there's my x, here's my y. Adding x and y, we have 45 plus 45, which is cos of 90 degrees minus theta plus, we have added here x plus y. Now we're going to subtract. Cos 45 minus 45 is 0. Theta minus 2 theta minus 2 theta is 3 theta. And this here simplifies to, we can see 2 times half cancels out. So you're left with cos 3 theta. And what's the simplification of this? It's in the first quadrant plus sine theta. Takes a co-ratio. Right, that's co-ratio, the first quadrant. So that's what we wanted. We wanted to prove that it is equal to cos 3 theta plus sine 3 theta. In question number 3, what we can see is that 3 sine pi by 6. So we know pi by 6 is equal to 30 degrees. Cosec pi by 6. What is 5 pi by 6? 5 times 30, that should give us 150 degrees. 5 pi by 6 is equal to 150 degrees. And pi by 4 is equal to 45 degrees. Now, solving this, let us prove. We can say that the left-hand side is now equal to 3 sine of 30 degrees. What is sine pi by 6? 30 degrees. Sine of pi by 6 is half. So what we can say, that is half times cosec is 1 over sine. So 1 over sine. Actually, you can do it like this, or it should have been easier if you can see this. Let's see. You can see 3 sine pi by 6 times 1 over sine pi by 6 minus 4. See, this is sine of 150. Let us reduce first. So it should be sine of pi by 6, because since this is pi minus pi by 6, which is in the second quadrant, 180 minus 30 degrees. So sine of 30 times cot is cos pi by 4. Okay, for cot pi by 4, you can just write cot of 45. Cot of 45, which is equal to, you can see, cot of 45 degrees, which is equal to 1. Since tan of 45 degrees is equal to 1, cot of 45 degrees also 1. So you see this and this cancelling out. We have 3 minus 4 sine of pi by 6, which is sine of 30, which is half, which is 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. Hence, which is equal to right hand side. So it is proved. Looking at question 24, prove that points 1, -1, 2, 1, 4, 5 are collinear. To prove that these 3 points are collinear, collinear means it lies on the same line. So we have point A, point B, and point C. So we can call this 1 minus 1, B as 2 and 1, and C as 4 and 5. So if it lies on the same line, the gradients are all equal. So gradient of AB equals gradient of BC. There's one more combination here. Gradient of AC. So let us look at the gradients of any of these two. So the gradient of AB is equal to 1 plus 1 over 2 minus 1, which is equal to 2. Gradient of BC, which is 5 minus 1 over 4 minus 2, which is 4 over 2, which is also equal to 2. And the gradient of AC, you don't need to check the gradient of AC, but you don't have to do it because we already have these two. Gradient of AC we can see is 5 plus 1, which is 6, over 4 minus 1, which is 3, which is also equal to 2. Therefore, points are collinear. Since before this, we should write, therefore, gradient of AB is equal to gradient of BC. This implies points are collinear. Question number 25. Find the area of triangle ABC whose vertices are 0, 0, 2, 0, and 3, 0. It would be good to draw this triangle here. So 0, 0, which is A, B is 2, 0, and C is 0, 3. Sorry. There's a mistake here. Problem with my drawing. We'll draw the Cartesian plane first. There's a big mistake there. Sorry. All right, so if you draw this, we got 0, 0, which is A. B is 2, 0. So B is X value is 2, Y value is 0, X, Y. So 2, 0. And C is 0, 3. So C goes here, which is 0 and 3. You can see that the distance from here to there. So what we actually have is a right angle triangle. Height is 3, base is 2. So what we can say is area is equal to half base times perpendicular height. Half base is 2, height is 3. So what we have is 3 units squared. Area is 3 units squared. Question number 26. All right, so guys, we want to prove that cos of 105 degrees. Now, see, this 105 degrees is not a special angle, so we can put it in terms of special angle. which is 60 plus 45 degrees. So we can find expansion. So left hand side, we're going to prove cos of 60 degrees plus 45 degrees, which is equal to cos 60 cos 45 minus sine 60 sine 40, should be sine 60 sine 45. Now, what is cos 60 from special angle? Cos of 60 is half. Cos of 45 is 1 over root 2. Subtract sine 60 is root 3 over 2. And sine 45 is 1 over root 2. It will be good to draw the two triangles that we're looking at, which is 45 degrees. 60 degrees, right? The two triangles we are looking at. Now, simplifying this should give me, simplifying this will give me 1 over 2 root 2, subtract root 3 over 2 root 2, which is equal to 1 minus square root of 3 over 2 root 2, which is equal to RHS, which is equal to the right hand side, hence proved. Question number 27. Good question here. If the two angles of a triangle are 45 degrees and 60 degrees, then find the ratio of the sides of the triangle. So if you draw a triangle here, I've got A, B, C. I've got triangle ABC. Now the angles are 45 degrees and 60 degrees. 45 degrees. This is 60 degrees. So 60 plus 45 is 105. This here should give me 75 degrees. So ABC. So A goes here, B goes there, and C goes here. So to find the ratio of the sides of the triangles, so what we can say is sine 45 degrees is to sine 60 degrees is to sine 75 degrees. So sine of, in other words, we want to find A is to B is to C. So sine of 45 is 1 over root 2. Sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Now we have a problem for sine of 75. Now sine of 75 we can write as sine of 45 degrees plus 30 degrees, which is equal to sine 45 cos 30 minus, plus cos 45 sine of 30 degrees. Sine of 45 is 1 over root 2. Cos of 30 degrees is root 3 over 2, plus cos of 45 is 1 over root 2. Sine 30 is half. So what we have is root 3 plus 1 over 2 root 2. So this here should be root 3 plus 1 over 2 root 2. Now, can we simplify this further? See, this is my answer here. So if I multiply both sides of the equation by root 2, then I can get half is to root 6. We are multiplying everything by root 2. So what we can say is 1 over root 2 times root 2 is 1. So root 3 times root 3 over 2 times root 2. Now see there's a root 2 over here. You can write it as root 2 times root 2. So this and this can cancel out. So what we can have here is root 3 over root 2 is to root 3 plus 1 over 2. Well, even this 1 over here still has a root 2 in the denominator. So I'll leave this answer like this, or you can leave it in this original form. This should be fine as well. Solving question number 28. So if sine A is equal to 12 over 13 and sine B is equal to 15 over 17, find the value of sine A plus B, where A and B are acute angles. Again, we have come across this problem before, similar problem. So we can draw two triangles of sine A, which is opposite 12, 13. This will be 5. 13 squared minus 12 squared is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. And for sine B, we have B here, sine of B, 15, 17. So 17 squared, you should get 289 minus 15 squared, 225, 64, square root of 64, which is 8. So finding sine of A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Now sine A is 12 over 13. Cos B is 8 over 17 plus what is cos A? 5 over 13. And what is sine B? 15 over 17. Let's see if we can simplify anything inside here. No. Anything in here? No. So let's see what we can write. So 13 times 17 should get 13 times 17 should get 221, and 12 times 8 you should get 96, and 5 times 15 you should get 75. So 96 plus 75 you should get is 171 over 221. And leave your answer in this form because you cannot simplify further. Prove that negative sine 40 plus sine 20 is equal to cos 10. So as we said before, look at this angle here should give you an indication of what to break it down into. So I'm going to break this down into special angle minus 10 degrees, special angle plus 10 degrees. So left hand side is equal to negative sine 30 plus 10 degrees plus sine 30 minus 10 degrees, which is equal to negative sine 30 cos 10 minus cos 30 sine 10 plus sine 30 cos 10. Sorry, this one should be a plus, that one should be a minus. See? The sign remains the same, should be a minus. Then cos 30 cos 30, just go back here. Brackets should go around this plus, and cos 30 sine 10 degrees, which is equal to negative sine 30. Pull this up. Negative sine 30 cos 10 minus cos 30 sine 10 plus sine 30 cos 10 minus cos 30 sine 10. There's something that's going to cancel out here, which is minus sine 30 cos 10 plus sine 30 cos 10. So what we are left with here is minus cos 30 sine 10 minus cos 30 sine 10 minus 2 cos 30 sine 10 degrees. Now, what is sine and cos? What is sine and cos mixture? Sine and cos mixture is a half angle formula. You can use the half angle formula here. So if we say from before, if we say note sine x cos y is equal to half sine x plus y minus, sine so my x is equal to 10 degrees and my y is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, maybe that's not a good idea because then we will put it back into this form here. So take this out. Yes, guys, we took that half angle out because we can see that cos of 30 is a special angle. Minus 2 cos 30 is root 3 over 2 and times sine of 10 degrees. You can see this and this cancelling out, which we have as negative root 3 sine 10 degrees. And what did we want? We wanted cos of 10. Cos of 10. So guys, we are trying this question here out. Minus sine 40 plus sine 20 degrees is equal to cos 10 degrees. So we tried this out and we simplified to minus root 3 sine 10. Minus root 3 sine 10 degrees. Now let's see if there's an alternative way. Let us try an alternative. If you do get the answer, please don't forget to comment on this example, but let's try an alternative way. Negative sine 40 plus sine 20 degrees is equal to cos 10. So use a different color. I'm going to prove that it's equal to cos 10, right? So just go back up. You're saying left-hand side is equal to negative cos. What was this question? Negative sine 40. So let us try an alternative. So minus sine 40 plus sine 20. Okay, remember for the previous example, that was the solution I had, which I can clearly see is not equal to cos 10 degrees. So we're trying an alternative solution in terms of double angles. So what I can say here is minus 2 cos 20 sine 20 plus sine of 20 degrees, which is equal to, I can take out sine of 20 as a common factor. Sine of 20 as a common factor. Do I need to do that? Yes, let's take out sine of 20 as a common factor. Sine of 20 degrees into 1 minus 2 cos 20 degrees. Now, this here is now equal to sine of 20 degrees to 1 minus. Now, this here can be expanded in terms of 10 degrees, double angle. 1 minus 2 into 2 cos squared 10 minus 1, which is equal to sine of 20 degrees into 1 minus 4 cos squared 10 plus 2. Which is equal to sine of 20 degrees into 3 minus 4 cos squared 10 degrees, which is equal to 2 sine 10 cos 10, that's the expansion for sine 20, 3 minus 4 cos squared 10 degrees, which is equal to 6 sine 10 cos 10 minus 8 cos squared 10 degrees, which is equal to, right guys, I can't actually see that being equal to, can this be equal to cos of 10 degrees? No. So there's an error in the question. Because now we are going in circles. What are you going to do from here? Please comment. Right, so what I've done here is 100% correct. So minus sine 40 plus sine 20 is equal to cos 10 degrees. The answer for that is not actually equal to cos of 10 degrees. It's not actually, it's equal to negative root 3 sine of 10 degrees. That's what I've got here, negative root 3 sine 10 degrees. Right, moving on to question number 30. In question number 30, what we have here is sine of 45 degrees minus a should be equal to 1 over root 2 cos a minus sine a. Okay, so left-hand side, what we can see, expansion for sine 45 minus a, 45 cos a minus cos 45 sine a, which is equal to 1 over root 2 cos a minus 1 over root 2 sine a, right? So you can take out 1 over root 2 as your answer. So you're left with cos a minus sine a, which is equal to right-hand side. Right, so guys, this brings us to the end of short questions. Right, so there was an error in question number 29, as you can see. Right, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video. Thank you. And don't forget the long type of question, which I will do in my next video, which is these questions here from question 131 to 138.